Hello YouTube. Well, yesterday I started collecting pieces and fabricating some things for the hitch to put on my F450. I could be working on my baler, but for some reason I feel more like working on the truck right now. I bought this truck back in December at a online consignment sale, and I'm really happy with it. It's a 2004 F450. It's got the V10, which runs really well. It's got just a smidge over 100,000 miles on it. It's not super rusty. There's some rust on it, and the frame is a little bit crusty, but really solid. Just some surface rust. Now this was this had a stake bed and a power lift gate on it when I got it. And of course I removed that right away because I have no use for that. I needed this for a tow rig. And so I fabricated a gooseneck hitch into it. And of course it had no rear hitch on it. Now the power lift gate, the power unit and stuff, it came back to about here. Added another foot on it. And after I removed that, this is the back panel that was on bolted to the back of the power unit, and just for the sake of expedience I just took that off and drilled a couple of bolt holes and bolted it onto the back here just temporarily, because I knew when I built a hitch this would go away. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've got some this is what I did yesterday. This is all just made out of scrap iron I had laying around. These are old Alice Chalmers frame rails. This is some 3" by 1.5" square structural tubing I had laying around. Ideally, I would have liked to have 2" by 4" structural tubing and just mount the lights right into the tubing, but this is what I got, so this is what I'm working with. This is from an other big chunk of metal that I've had laying around forever, and I got a couple other short clips about that I'll throw in right here. This big ass chunk of metal has laid here for 45 years because I knew I'd need it for something someday. Today is that day. This is the raw material I'm going to use to make the receiver hitch for the F450. Okay, I've got it cut up into more manageable sized chunks. I need to get the skid steer out and take that stump away that came out with it. Now I got some material I can work with. And so I've got new LED tail lights. I've got some LED marker lights. The wiring underneath here is a god-awful mess. There's a junction box mounted on the inside frame rail there that all the wires come out of. I'm going to take everything off and redo everything this side of the junction box because this is just a big mess. So I think the first thing I need to do is take this back panel off, take the wiring off, and start getting things lined up where I want to put them. Okay, I've got my temporary back panel taken off, and there is the junction box. I'm probably going to have to move that because I think it's in my way. The reversal arm there is also in my way. I think we're going to lose it. As you can see, at some point someone cut the truck frame right directly behind the spring hangers, so I'm going to fasten my hitch to the frame of the bed, which should be just fine. It held the power lift gate. It should work for a hitch. Let's see, this is a wire. This is the power that goes to the clearance light over there. The rest of the wires I've got strung out. But before I go any farther, I think I'm going to back the back end of the truck into the shop here. The forecast calls for rain later on this afternoon and tonight and tomorrow, and I'll keep the part of the truck I'm working on dry anyway. Okay, I got the holes all drilled in the frame of the bed. For these two pieces, turned out to be a bit of a challenge. It's kind of an awkward place to get into to get any leverage on the drill. Plus, I'm not very limber anymore, so yeah, kind of a challenge. I've got it bolted on with some 5/8 bolts. So now that the drilling's done, I can start welding some of the pieces together. And bolted up permanently. I think I'm going to wipe it down and throw a little paint on it now. See if I can make it look respectable from 20 feet away. I got some 2-inch LED marker lights that I was going to put there in these 3 holes, but come to find out, upon further review, these holes had 2.5-inch marker lights in them. So the holes are too big. So I'll have to weld some patches in there and drill it out for the correct size. Shouldn't be too big a deal. I'll have to figure out where I'm going to put the junction box for the wiring wiring it up won't be too bad. I can wire everything into that junction box. So we'll come back out tomorrow, and hopefully I will finish this up, have the lights and everything functioning on it. Okay, I think I'm done fabricating now. I got these holes to where they will fit my 2-inch LED marker lights. The back panel that was on this thing had these cute little LEDs, so I'm gonna repurpose them and put them in the corners there. And I made a new bracket for my junction box there. Boy, I tell you what, I made some ugly welds with that wire feed welder. I should have brought my MIG up from the barn, but I was too lazy. Oh well, you know what they say, grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. So I'm gonna throw a little paint on these right now, go and have lunch. And then when I come back out, I should have nothing to do but stringing wires. So we'll get on with that. Okay, everything I've got is all wired up. I am not finished yet. I don't have the trailer connector in, and I haven't got the wire all tied up yet. I have some LED backup lights ordered, but they are not here yet. So I've got the wire all run for them, so all I have to do is bolt them on and connect them there. I need to put my mud flap back on too. The mud flap on that side was set farther forward than the one on this side because of the interference from the power unit from the lift gate. I'm gonna put it back so they're even with this one. My backup lights are supposed to be in a couple of days, so I'll finish this up then, but won't take too long. This will be the end of the video. You'll be happy to know that I soldered and used heat shrink on all the connections, so you'd all be proud of me. But that's it pretty much for this project. Oop, I see my needle nose pliers is sitting there on the back end. I better grab that. Anyway, we'll be back with another project, more farm work at some point. And until then, everyone out there have a good day.